There are so many witnesses. There are so many victims.
Today, we're examining the public figures who voiced their opposition to Sean Combs, often known as P. Diddy, before to his arrest and indictment in 2024.
We're just starting to scratch the surface of what this case, this case is going to touch and involve.
Kanye West. In hindsight, anytime someone mentioned a puffy party, we ought to have taken a closer look. As Khloe recalls in a 2014 episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, everyone was, quote, but naked, at a Diddy party. Kanye West, Khloe's ex-brother-in-law, also made remarks about Diddy that now seem different. West called Sean Combs a quote in 2022, saying he had sold people out to avoid going to jail.
You gotta come at me, cause part of the deal for you to be able to do all that and get out of jail is that you promise that you're gonna go pull my coat up.
At first, these claims were mixed up with West's previous outbursts, because he is notorious for making irrational and frequently baseless charges. It's still difficult to determine whether West's accusations were true. Regardless of whether West actually had inside knowledge, his remarks felt like a warning, given Combs' ongoing legal troubles.
I don't know if it's a party. I'm saying that metaphorically. You know what I'm saying?
But you've heard about the parties that everyone is talking about. But you've never got invited to them. So you
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't even know what the party. That's how far out of it I am.
Usher. Usher lived with Combs for a year when he was 13 years old and just starting out in the music business. In an interview with Howard Stern in 2016, Usher talked candidly about this situation.
Are you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than...
Usher made it sound like a blast, but below, he was hinting at something more unsettling. Usher claimed that he didn't even know what he was looking at and that extremely odd things were happening.
I went there to see the lifestyle,
right?
And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at.
The most significant statement made by Usher was that he explicitly stated he would not want his kids to go to, quote, puffy camp like their dad. Regardless, Combs would spend 48 hours with Justin Bieber, Usher's protege. A fictitious phone number that Bieber later provided to Combs now sounds like a call for assistance, though this could simply be conjecture.
I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
It's 555.
Yes. Okay.
5555.
Maze, whose real name is Mason Durrell Betha, recorded 3 studio albums through Bad Boy Records in addition to becoming Diddy's hype man in the 1990s. Eventually, Maze and Combs and his record label fell out.
I never got paid what I was worth, and I never got the respect I was worth. So the disdain that I got for Puff is more like, you trying to keep me here?
Maze alleged Combs had been withholding royalties for decades and had defrauded him with a $20,000 publishing deal prior to his former collaborator's imprisonment. Combs claimed in a 2022 interview that Maze owed him $3 million.
That's facts. I got the receipt.
Second album, you gave money to do a second album, never delivered.
Did the album, never delivered. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to go back and forth with Mace. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going back and forth with nobody.
However, the next year, Combs gave Mace and a few other bad boy artists back the publication rights. Mace would not be the last to criticize Combs over royalties, despite being one of the first to do so. Don Richard, a former bandmate, sued Combs in 2024, claiming that he owed him over $5 million in unpaid wages.
Had the choice to file the case as a Jane Doe, and she chose not to do that. After giving it a fair amount of thought, she wants accountability, she wants justice.
Cat Williams, a comedian, has a history of reported abuse and legal issues. Therefore, it makes sense that some people might doubt Williams' credibility. However, Williams made a number of comments on Combs in January 2024 that only grew more pertinent in the months that followed. Williams discussed the now famous Club Shay Shay podcast with Shannon Sharpe.
I sure hope I have a Club Shay Shay after this air.
It's gonna be in a dimension it's never been.
Yeah, it's gonna be
the greatest thing floating in 2024. Mark the words. No way. In a whole different realm of business.
Williams was particularly worried about protecting a certain part of his body, albeit his motivations were a little hazy. Later in the conversation, Williams took another stab at Combs, although he didn't go into additional detail. Williams' remarks have taken on a completely different meaning in light of the current accusations, including Combs' quote, freak-out parties, and alleged abuse.
And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so freely.
Can I need?
O'Day, Aubrey. What is the connection between Diddy and Donald Trump? There are probably a lot of things, but one of them is singer and reality personality Aubrey O'Day. O'Day later made an appearance on the 5th season of The Celebrity Apprentice after receiving mentorship from Combs.
I'm a very strict and focused businesswoman because working for Diddy for 6 years trained me to have to be perfect.
Working for Diddy?
Absolutely.
I love Diddy.
Trump was ready to applaud O'Day when he brought up her connection to Diddy. O'Day avoided her old employer, refusing to comment on whether Trump's description of him was accurate.
I don't want to answer that question.
Oh, wow. I think he's a good guy. I'm going to stick up for him.
O'Day talked more in depth about her time on the Diddy-produced Making the Band in a 2019 interview with Variety. According to O'Day, we were terrified of what would happen to Puff every day. I encountered everything from sexism to racist slurs, and a lot of it was frightening.
Listening to Gene Deal, his bodyguard.
Yeah, I talked to him yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Because he had a really astonishing quote.
You should hear the one he's not saying. It's even crazier.
Right. So he's got stuff in the tuck that he hasn't put out there?
Everybody does.
Wendy Williams.
Broken up with somebody.
Who?
I don't want to say.
Do we know the person?
Maybe.
Okay.
All right. Wendy Williams accused Combs of being involved after she was sacked from Hot 97 in 1998. I will never forget the hell Combs put me through, Williams wrote in 2004. Nevertheless, Williams claimed she didn't despise Combs. Williams addressed the claims that Casey Ventura was concealing from Combs on a 2015 episode of her program.
This is a beautiful dress, by the way, that she has on. And Puffy, you look great for all the hard partying.
Williams portrayed Combs as an unavoidable quote mogul. Williams questioned Jennifer Lopez if she and Combs would ever reconcile that same year. Guadalupe Rodriguez, Lopez's mother, essentially spoke on behalf of her daughter with a look that told it all. Fans have been eagerly awaiting Williams's opinions on Combs following his imprisonment, despite the fact that they reunited in 2017.
You are exhausting me. Let me tell you something. This week has been hella exhausting.
Curtis, 50 Cent. Another well-known person with a long-standing beef with Combs is James Jackson III, better known by his stage name 50 Cent. It all began with 50 Cent's 2006 diss song, The Bomb, which claimed that Combs was involved in Biggie Smalls' murder.
Get them boys from the west side of break 'em off.
That conspiracy theory is still not well supported by hard data. However, 50 Cent went into further detail about his feud with Diddy in October 2023, calling his parties, quote, uncomfortable.
That's not really beef though. That's just competitive.
Competitiveness.
All right. So you and Diddy, you and Puff cool? No, I don't really rock with him.
50 Cent claimed that Diddy would simultaneously give him a frontal and real embrace during his last App tour. After the raid on Combs' residences, 50 Cent has become even more outspoken regarding him. Additionally, it has been rumored that 50 Cent sold Netflix the documentary series Diddy He Do It?
Do it.
Oh! I guess this means I won't be invited to the white parties in the Hamptons.
Speaking of conspiracies, 50 Cent has also asserted that Combs was responsible for Tupac Shakur's murder. Once more, there isn't much evidence to support this, even though Tupac had doubts about Combs.
Rumors or allegations are true. It would make sense he would be able to get away from it, or get away with it for so long because people would be afraid.
In a 1995 interview with Vibe magazine, Shakur was questioned if he believed Combs had anything to do with the shooting the year before. Shakur didn't mince words when he added, I think so, and it's between me and him, and only he knows.
I have proved things that I can say that will back up my claim, but this is not for the world to know.
Shakur was a victim of another shooting approximately a year later, which ended in his death. Combs offered $1 million to carry out Shakur's assassination, according to Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who was arrested for Tupac's murder in 2023.
I think that was a bad move, dude. You know what I'm saying? To me. Yeah, but show some love, brother, love.
Shocker's statements depict a violent individual, regardless of Combs' involvement. Rodney Little Rod Jones. Even though Combs has been accused of many things over the years, Rodney Little Rod Jones was one of the first to file a serious lawsuit, which helped the mogul get into his current situation. Combs' album Off the Grid, titled The Love, was produced by Jones. However, Jones claims that he faced a lot of things that went much beyond his responsibilities as a producer. Jones claims that the rap mogul's house was equipped with hidden cameras, and that Mr. Combs threatened to devour Mr. Jones's face to obtain what he wanted. Jones claimed that Combs forced him to engage in unwelcome sexual activity, and frequently grabbed him. Combs had to work in the restroom while taking a shower. Jones further stated that he was drugged and woke up naked in bed with Combs and 2 prostitutes. Combs' son Justin and Chief of Staff Christina Coram are also included in his case. The latter was charged with grooming.
Basically calls her the Ghislaine Maxwell to Sean Combs' Jeffrey Epstein.
Before we go any further, be sure to hit the bell and subscribe to our channel so that you can receive updates on our most recent videos. You may choose to receive notifications for all of the videos or just some of them. Make sure to activate notifications in your phone settings if you're using it. Combs dated Cassie Ventura, a model who later became a singer, from 2007 to 2018. In Paradise, there had been indications of trouble.
Their relationship was volatile for sure. And you could tell that she was afraid of him.
Ventura posted a picture of a sleeping infant along with the caption, "How I sleep, knowing that I'm single and nobody is cheating on me," in 2015. The two were reportedly spotted fighting in Beverly Hills the following year.
They went into the bedroom and shut the door, and all I could hear is screaming and yelling and whatever was going on in there, I don't know.
5 years after their final breakup, Ventura filed a lawsuit against Combs.
Ventura filed a complaint against Combs 5 years after their last split, alleging sex trafficking, sexual assault, and domestic violence. Combs refuted these allegations, but the case would be resolved out of court. However, footage from 2016 came to light, so it wasn't the end.
To corroborate Cassie's claims identically. Really, Jake, the lawsuit lines up with exactly what we are seeing.
Combs apologized, but many people believe Ventura was the catalyst for his demise. Which other celebrity accounts have changed your perspective on Diddy? Tell us in the comments section.